Hi, boys and girls. Well, we're going to continue our space unit this week. And our book for today is I Want to Be an Astronaut. Yeah, I think I would like to be an astronaut. Then I could go into space and I could study the moon and maybe visit Mars and pick up some moon rocks or something. Yeah, it would be pretty cool to be an astronaut and go up where there was no gravity and float around. Well, let's find out about I Want to Be an Astronaut. And it's written and illustrated by Byron Barton. And I see a picture of an astronaut floating around out in space. And on the back, there is a spacecraft with the astronaut outside of the spacecraft. That would be kind of weird. All right, let's find out what it might be like to be an astronaut. I Want to Be an Astronaut by Byron Barton. I want to be an astronaut. A member of a crew. That would be right, because as we know, astronauts do not go into space on their own. They have a crew of people that go with them, and then there's a huge crew that stay here on Earth that help while you are on your mission in space. So being part of a team is a very important part of being an astronaut. And fly on the shuttle. Definitely got a lift off there. Into outer space. I want to be up there. Wow, the world looks very big while you are up there in space. On a space mission, and of course, part of the space mission is to be able to keep the spacecraft in tip-top condition so that it will be able to carry you safely back to Earth once your mission is done. You're going to need a lot of math and a lot of science in order to be able to understand what these instruments do aboard the spacecraft. And you need to be able to write well so that you can convey information to others. And you need to be able to speak well so that you can articulate, that means talk about, what the problem is and how to solve it, and share information with people from other countries and nations. And have ready-to-eat meals. Wow. I don't know that I would want my dinner to be floating around in the ship. Did you know there are certain foods that you're not allowed to eat in space? One of them is bread. And the reason they cannot eat bread in space is because bread produces so many crumbs. And those crumbs could drift off and get into the space equipment and end up making the equipment not work right. So one of the foods you cannot eat in space is bread. I think I would miss bread. And sleep in zero gravity. I want to put on a spacesuit. I don't know if I could put on my clothes upside down. And walk around in space. So this person, if they got to be an astronaut, one of their big desires is to wear a spacesuit and walk around in space. That's what they would do if they were an astronaut. And help fix a satellite. That's a very important part of being an astronaut, is to fix things that are in outer space, like our satellites that help with communication. and build a factory in orbit. Hmm. So that would be part of a space station. I want to be up there a while. So they don't want to go on just a one-day mission. They want to go on a long space mission. I wonder if I would miss my family if I was gone for too long. What do you think? Maybe miss some friends. Wonder how long I would be gone for. And then come back to Earth. I just want to be an astronaut. Hmm. And visit outer space. I think if I were an astronaut, I think I would like to do the floating out in outer space part, but I would want to wear a tether, a long line that would tie me to the spacecraft so that I wouldn't get lost. What would you like to do if you were an astronaut? Well, can you please get your journal, turn to the next blank page, and draw a picture of you in outer space doing what you would like to do if you were an astronaut? And then write us the sentence. If I were an astronaut, I would. Would you fix a satellite? Would you go on a spacewalk? Would you work on the spacecraft? Would you like to put on a spacesuit and go outside and just look at the stars? What would you like to do if you were an astronaut? Okay, team, get on it, scientists. Share that information.